And welcome to this brand spanking new edition of St. Lucie Mets All Access, powered by ESPN 106.3 FM, along with the bearded Drew Apollonia. I am the scruffy Josh Cohen, and just like that, we find ourselves already in the second half of the season, and with every good baseball franchise, minor league to majors, especially in the minors, you will find great change in the lineup and in the roster from opening day to where we are now.
Well, it's the nature of the minor leagues, Josh. The better you are, the more your team's going to be torn apart. And the St. Lucie Mets have been developing talent all throughout the season, which has led to a lot of promotions along the way. You have Noah Syndergaard, the ace of the staff, being called up to Double-A Binghamton. In his absence, you have guys like Michael Fulmer, a really highly touted prospect who pitched well in Savannah in the first half of the season. But most of the call-ups have been hitters on the way from Savannah. You have guys like Chase Boyd, a former Florida State Seminole who's off to a great start. And then Kevin Plawecki, a former Big Ten Player of the Year catcher out of Purdue. How's this for setting the bar high early on? Homered in his first Florida State League at bat.
And you know, every trip to the ballpark is a unique multi-sensory experience, from the sights to the smells to the flavors of the game, and of course the sounds of the game. The game itself, the sounds in the stands, and of course the music. You'll hear everything from Walk This Way to Party in the USA. And what you'll find is the players will pick their music in what is known as walk-up music. That's what you hear as a player makes his way into the batter's box. Drew finds out a little more about the tradition to the superstition to why they pick the songs you hear once they get to the box.
Something to fire me up, something that's going to get me going to have a good at-bat and battle no matter what.
It's player to player, really. Keep it loose, keep it new.
Something just calms me down, a good song to listen to, just to hit with.
You can be walking to it and you feel like, all right, I'm the best, I'm ready to hit, you know what, I'm feeling it today.
Anything that really gets you going and the crowd going,
Anything that gets you ready to hit is a good walk-up song. It just depends on what you're going for. If you're, a laid-back guy, like something a little smoother, you can use whatever you want.
It's got to be a balance of something that gets, maybe keeps the crowd off guard, like, wow, I haven't heard this song in a while, or, gets them going a little bit, and also something that clicks with you, too.
You have to look like you know what you're doing. And the walk-up song is going to help you, like, all right, today's my day. I feel like I'm the best player in the whole world. Let's just walk to it,
Current walkout song, I have Deja Vu.
New York to the heart, but got love for all. Line die in the fire where I learned the ball.
It's just kind of like me. It kind of shows my personality, you know what I mean? It's like a New York kind of song. And then I got Push It to the Limit by Rick Ross.
Push it to the limit. Port of Miami, Port of McKinney.
I really just try to pick something that's going to get me, zoned in, I guess you could say.
Right now I'm using No Love from Eminem and Lil Wayne. Actually, me, if the song is right and if the beat is, a bouncing one, and I can, feel good, because that's what it's all about, relaxing,
my walk-up song is Running Out of Moonlight by Randy Houser. And Round Here by Florida Georgia Line. Just easygoing songs. They're kind of country songs that get the crowd into it a little bit.
I've actually used 3 this year. First one is Comatose by Skillet. The second is Wherever I May Roam by Metallica. I like the way that the hard rock, kind of plays up, as I get in the box, and then, it kind of breaks in as I'm getting ready to step in the box, just gets me in the zone to hit. And then I used Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus for, the 4th of July. I don't know. I wasn't brave enough, I guess, to use it the whole time here.
I mean, last year I did Justin Bieber Boyfriend for my walk-up. I just came into the season just carefree and just wanted to have fun, and I liked the song at the time, so I chose to do it, and I'd listen to it on the way to the field, and it just got me going.
Probably thinking about walking out my walkout song more than I should.
Well, that's what the off-season's all about. It's not about training for the season, okay? It's about figuring out what your walkout song gonna be next year.
Long bus rides, you got time to kill, and you're scrolling through Pandora or whatever, and you're like, for your last 10, you're like, man, I gotta change it up.
Every time we're on the road, you always find either somebody has something that's just like, really? Like, what is that? That's what you're going with, buddy? And then you got guys that'll find, you're like, dang, I wish I would have used that. But then if I use it now, I'm like, oh, you're copying his. So it's like, once you hear somebody else's, you're like, dang it.
Sometimes there are a couple songs that you really listen like, oh, that song sounds like me, you know, that's the kind of person I am.
You get in the box, you have your own song, you have your own music, and it fits you and your mold as a player.
Lawley's got Sweet Home Alabama. And Cowboy by Kid Rock. I mean, those are perfect for him.
Lawley definitely has the cake on that one. Fits his personality perfectly.
He's got Cowboy, and he's about as redneck as they come.
Where I live, I got horses and stuff, so I do ride horses and stuff like that. So I guess Cowboy, you know, I'm kind of a country boy.
It just fits him because, you know, he's got that accent, that country accent, and it really sticks out. And I don't know, it just fits Lawley's personality perfect. It's pretty funny though.
Can't really argue, it does. It does fit me pretty good.
For me personally, I've changed it a bunch this year just because, you know, I believe that certain songs have certain amounts of hits in them. Right now, Earth, Wind & Fire is working pretty well for me. I'm gonna ride that until it slows down a little bit, and then we'll have to keep it moving again.
If I have a song that is not getting me any hits, I'll change it right away. If I feel like this song is giving me a lot of hits, I'll stick with it the whole year until the slump comes and I have to change it, you know? Because if you're in a slump and you walk into that song, you don't feel as confident as you will when you haven't hit, so you just change it.
I mean, I've definitely watched some WWF and seen how their entrances are, and you know, when you play it in your mind, when you're listening to walk-up songs and you play it in your mind, you think of like 20,000 fans standing on their feet cheering for you when you walk up to the bat with your music, but in reality it's nothing like that, and you just have to pick the music that perfectly fits you.
But I really watch WWE and I kind of feel like I'm walking into an arena, 20,000 fans scream my name.
Baseball is kind of different because you can't really, it's like baseball, you know what I mean? You got to kind of be civilized coming up to play. If you're playing football, you go out there and headbutt somebody, you're your teammate. But that's like, I love that feeling, you know what I mean? When something plays and you're walking out to it, it's a really good feeling.
You know, from before pitchers and catchers reporting for the beginning of spring training through the end of Florida State League play, this is one of the most green and beautiful of all the cathedrals in baseball. The grounds crew, the groundskeeper, here at Tradition Field makes certain that the grass is always greener here at Tradition Field for everyone to see. Right now, Drew gets a closer look behind the scenes as we go all access with the grounds crew.
All right, so I'm here with Tommy Bose, head groundskeeper here at Tradition Field. Tommy, tell us a little bit about what you and the guys do on a daily basis in your daily routine.
Well, it starts all the way back in February before spring training. We're prepping the fields, growing the grass, mowing the grass, getting the clay prepared, doing the mounds. What we do is we get it ready for the Major League Mets, St. Lucie Mets. We have the extended spring training, Gulf Coast League. There's 5.5 more fields back there. There's 20 pitching mounds, there's batting cages, there's everything that you would have for a major league team that we maintain. You know, you mow it, you do the clay work, you blow it off, you fertilize, you oversee. Basically, it's keeping everything up to a major league standard. We get a month and a half downtime here. You know, there's a constant working pattern here that we're involved in for the year.
What makes a good grounds crew team?
I think what it is with these guys is their ability to work together. They feed off of one another. One guy's going out to do something, they're all going with them. We're together so long, so many hours a week, that at times, you know, you have to be like the father figure and say, hey, come on guys. But all together, they take pride in what they do.
Tommy, so talk a little bit about how you yourself got your start in baseball.
It actually started up in New York. I was working on high school and college fields, and then I had come down here. The Mets was leaving St. Petersburg. They were coming here to Port St. Lucie. I was already established here. A friend of mine had gotten a position here, called me. A little bit of a background there from baseball, and then got to meet Mr. White, and was on the ground up from the day the soils were put in until the day that we put out the first blade of grass. So it's been 26 years.
With that time, you must have seen some incredible talent come through this way. Do you ever get a chance to stop and appreciate exactly what you're seeing each and every year?
I think the greatest thing is the friendships that I've made throughout the years. I mean, not many people can say when they've seen heroes that they've watched. I had fantasy camp here with guys like Mookie Wilson and Wally Backman and those guys. Then getting to know Tommy Seaver, and then being close to Johnny Franco and Leiter and guys like that. And and I'm a single parent. I raised my daughter here, and my child was playing with their kids, and it was all this thing that that you just saw happen. And their kids get grown and fine, and then you see them leave. And one of the first things that freaked me out was when you realize the guy got traded, you're not going to see him anymore. And then right now having David and those guys here, so I've been blessed to see some great players.
Has there ever been one incident that stands out in your mind just off the top of your head that it was outside of the daily repetition you guys do every time, which made you say, I'm proud of what we just did right there?
We were hit with a severe storm during spring training when Bobby Valentine was the manager here, and we had to get X amount of pitches to pitch, and we play in Boston, and nobody thought the field could get prepared. And some of the coaches from the Boston team that I knew, Dave Magnin and them, said, don't count them out. This crew, they're going to get it ready. And half hour delay, 45 minutes delay, we were able to pull it off. So that was a good one. Because you had 7,000 people, 8,000 people in the stands. I want to be able to go shopping around here. You know what I mean?
So your reputation is spreading, though, not only amongst people of St. Lucie, but also throughout the major leagues, you could say?
No, I think through more or less the minor leagues, we're all pretty close. And there's some great head groundskeepers out there, and we pick each other's brains. Just because I'm here the longest with white hair, I'm the eldest statesman, but that goes with it.
Tommy, I appreciate the time. You do a great job, and you do a great job pulling off the white hair, man.
Thanks, man. Pretty nice, huh?
And that'll just put the wraps on this installment of St. Lucie Mets All Access, powered by ESPN 106.3 FM. For Drew Apollonia, I'm Josh Cohen saying thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.